There's something really interesting in those files. In October of 2011, Jeffrey met Chris Poole, the creator of 4chan. The day after that meeting, Chris decides to relaunch the Poll message board. It stands for politically incorrect. Now, if you're not chronically online and lucky enough to have never heard of this message board, good for you. It is a cesspool of garbage. It is also hugely culturally significant, and there is a direct pipeline from that message board to where we are now. Now, it turns out that Jeffrey apparently was a huge gamer and loved 4chan, but there's another key player in this story, and that is Steve Bannon. Their connection, and their now established connection to 4chan, makes a lot more sense. Because Steve Bannon was the architect and the mastermind behind weaponizing an army of incel alt-right trolls, the same trolls that helped meme the Orange Clown into the presidency. This army largely mobilized after Gamergate. If you don't know what Gamergate is, I made a whole in-depth video about it. Go look it up. Anyways, this army of angry young nerds was basically used and manipulated by Steve Bannon to create a cultural wave of anti-left memes and propaganda, railing against wokeness, feminism, whatever. This army became more and more political, more and more alt-right, and way more conspiratorial, culminating in the Pizzagate conspiracy. Pizzagate was very interestingly timed because it basically exploded weeks before the November 2016 election. And where did Pizzagate get its start? Yes, you're right. On the Poll message board. Now, Pizzagate basically fueled the myth that the Orange Clown was this billionaire white knight sent to battle the evil deep state. There was this demonic cabal of A-listers and government elites and billionaires who were basically part of a PDF ring. Hillary Clinton, according to Pizzagate, was one of the ringleaders. And guess who won that election? Now, right after Pizzagate, in 2017, we got the very first QAnon drop. Where, you might ask? On the Poll message board. Now, we don't need to get into what QAnon is. You know what it is. But basically, when you boil it down, it was pretty much an extraordinary psychological tool to keep a cult in line. And that cult is MAGA. Now, there's not that many people that talk about QAnon today, but basically every single stupid conspiracy theory that you hear MAGA repeat over and over again today, it has its seeds in QAnon. January 6th, for example, was the direct result of QAnon. Now, if you think this is the first and last time that a conservative political group created an insane satanic panic as a smokescreen to prevent investigations into themselves, you're wrong. Because as it turns out, according to these files, there was absolutely a group of elite government officials and billionaires doing very bad things on an island. Now, if you wanted to deflect from a lot of bad things that a lot of very powerful people were doing, and you wanted to install a very heavily blackmailed puppet who would do whatever you say to make sure that his evil deeds don't come to light, and if you are a foreign government with direct ties to a financier named Jeffrey, and Jeffrey has a meeting with the dude who created 4chan, well, let's just say you have created the most successful 15-year brainwashing campaign the world has ever seen.